Well, the race to a vaccine ramps up as another company takes the next step. But this one could be different. Jason Miles connects the dots.
Another company has announced it has a coronavirus vaccine entering phase 3 trials. So why are a lot of experts excited about Johnson & Johnson's vaccine when others have made the same announcement? Let's connect the dots. Johnson & Johnson revealed it has started the final stage of clinical trials for its coronavirus vaccine. It is the 4th company in the United States to do so, making it a couple of months behind its competitors. But as work on vaccines continues to be a hot topic, this announcement has made some big headlines. So why are experts watching this one so closely? For one, it is vaccine technology that has a long safety record when used against other diseases. Plus, Johnson & Johnson believes this vaccine will require just one shot, not 2 like others already in stage 3 trials. And it does not need to be kept frozen during shipment. All that would simplify vaccinating millions of people in this country. So what's the timeline on this one? While it may be behind competitors, Johnson & Johnson is conducting a massive final clinical trial, larger than those competitors, in the hopes of getting better results faster. Also, the company has already started manufacturing the vaccine on an industrial scale so it can roll it out as soon as it gets approval. Right now, the company is not estimating when that could happen. Connecting the dots, I'm Jason Miles for H-Town Rush.
Jason Miles, thank you.